Ken Does It says, Rashad, please answer the question. What's the problem with American companies trying to do business in Africa? Sounds like you prefer China there instead. Thoughts? I mean, it's not really a me having a preference of, anybody can do business in Africa. Um, I don't think that I gave off that tone. Uh, but of course, most of the time when any Western government does business in Africa, it's going to be strictly for exploitation purposes only. So
Mhm.
I'm a fan of making money. I'm not a fan of exploitation. And the only thing that the West has ever done in Africa is exploit. But we did meet with the United States ambassador to Cote d'Ivoire. So I think that there's a lot of opportunity, and there's actually honest to be completely honest with you about it, America is not paying attention to Africa.
Mhm.
That's what
At
she
all.
said.
Mhm.
She's trying to get major corporations to come. They're not. They're
They're
Yeah.
actually not.
underinvested.
Yeah,
No, those are her words.
that's a fact. The people that's really invested in Africa is China and the UAE right now,
Mhm.
but America is dropping the ball, and they're not focused on Africa.
Yeah. Straight up. When
And
we were
honestly, it's going to be when we look back in 6 years from now, some of the companies that have the biggest headwinds are going to be the ones that invested there because the total addressable market for the United States is shrinking for most categories.
we had a conversation today with a gentleman who's pretty intuitive when it comes to what's next. And the gentleman literally talked to us about Africa for 20 minutes, about the capabilities with that population, with that intelligence, with that youth, with that energy,
Mhm.
with the need for infrastructure,
Structure
the
is on
need for
every level.
technology on every level. It's all there. It's all there. We were in Abidjan. Shout out to everybody in Cote d'Ivoire. Development is there. Technology is there. Infrastructure is there. U.S. capital is not there in the way it needs to be. Straight up.
That's a fact.
In business, you always have to skate to what's next. There's only so much you can double down on a pre-existing market. At some point, you have to go to a market that has not been addressed. For example, like when we read Panda and when we did Market Mondays, we talked to us not because we wanted to do an investing show that sounded like anyone else, but I think we had the best information and delivered the best returns. If I made you money, please put yes in chat. The same opportunity I think is there in Africa, and we are not seeing it. I don't think some companies are seeing it at scale. And there's a fine line between the colonizing of a continent and then advancing and helping it. But I think the ones that will go there and advance the continent, oh my God, they're going to be in that multi-trillion cap range.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, question of the hour. Eli Lilly, a company that you've championed.
Mhm.
6,000 people in the chat. Hit the like button and
I'm with
share.
you, Ian. I'm not gonna I'm with you on this.
A company that you've championed has done very well for, like, if you look at their 5-year chart, there was $150 5 years ago and peaked at $972. But not far away from its 52-week low right now. 635, its 52-week low is 623. It was at 972 not too long ago. So it's down over $350
Mhm.
from its 52-week low.
Hi.
It's 52-week high. Is this a buying opportunity, or should you be exiting stage left?
Membership had privileges. If you were in the Red Panda Stock Club, I told you 3 or 4 months ago it was going to happen. For everyone here tonight, here's a couple of factors that are moving it down. Not only is the drug issue an issue, but also companies, food manufacturers are fighting back against the GLP-1 makers. Number 2, once again, on a SWOT analysis on the threat side, you don't want to have someone in the administration that is anti-you. That's number 2. Number 3, honestly, if a and I love the management at Lilly, I love the company. It's a greatly ran company, great management. But when a pharmaceutical stock is almost at $1,000, there's automatically going to be an instant correction. It was at 129 in 2021. So a part of what you're seeing is a pullback in pricing structure to get into a normal level of where it should be. I think Lilly's norm price should be around 600. I don't think they're going to split. But the price went too high for this is the equivalent of maybe Nvidia being $1,700 and not having any price corrections inside of it. Now, the $1 million question, is it a buying opportunity? Yes.
100%.
If it falls to 578.85, I would load there. I gave a low to boat price in Stock Club, so I can't give that out. But in this range, I will say that I do like it. Biggest lesson though, so we don't have a square incident. Anytime you're down 25% in a stock, you liquidate and then look to buy in at a better price. And this is why I say, regardless of how parabolic a stock will move up or down, you want to know where to invest in advance. So if it gets to those levels, so even if you just do Fibonacci retracements, the 50% retracement is 551.74. If it gets to 551.74, I like it there for a 5-year hold. Absolutely. Do I think they'll combat the drug loss issue and the development and need of AI? For sure. Give it time. But 551 is another area in which I like it at. If you bought it at 879 or 790 and you were buying in those middle ranges where you shouldn't be buying, look to liquidate. But for the most of the people, you should have a sub 300-400. You shouldn't be affected at all.
Yeah, this is still a strong company. This is still a leader in healthcare. It feels like it's very reminiscent of people who've been with us since day one. They remember in 2021, Nvidia was a stock that had a drastic pullback. And it was trading at 169 and 172 and 185, and it was like, can it get to 200? And then it gets to 200, and then nobody ever remembers the fact that it was at 169. And then it has a meteoric run to over 1,000 and splits 10-1, and now $4 trillion in market cap later. Greatest company we've ever seen. Lilly is a strong company. Why did it have a drastic pull? Obviously, the healthcare sector has had a pullback, like we just referenced earlier. But they miss, right? Sometimes when you're going through trials, you're going to miss. And the GLP-1 pill form, there was an expectation that it would have a better performance when it came to weight loss. It slightly missed, and that's okay. The fact of the matter is that they're still going to be the leader in the space. And when the pill form, not if, when they get this corrected, it is going to, again, when we talked about Tesla and the robotaxi, that's going to be a game changer for the company's revenue. That pill form is going to be a game changer for the entire healthcare space.
What pill?
The GLP. So right now, people inject, right? So
Ozempic?
Wegovy,
and Zepbound. Right now, people have to inject it, right? If you ask most people, would they rather the injection or the pill? I think they had a survey. 90% of the people said they would much rather have it in pill form. The thing about the pill form is that it doesn't work as efficiently as the injection just yet. When it does, which will happen, they'll get these trials right, and you're going to see it again. It will change the way healthcare looks. Now, Ian, you brought up a good point. You said that, if I'm from the food industry, I can look at it two ways, right? I'm going to serve people, and they're going to eat gluttonously, and they'll have this as something that they can use, right? Or I could look at it and say, like, hey, people are really being more health conscious. This could disrupt my industry. The thing about Lilly is that they don't only make the GLP-1,
and they're not solely relying upon that, like other pharma companies.
This is not a Novo story. That's not the only thing that brings in revenue for the company. Again, that theme of American companies, right? Novo, not American company.
And going back to what our guest talked about, thematic investing. An investment into Lilly is to say that you think it's permanently going to fall or continuously have a decline, is to say that there isn't a need for the drug, whether it's, you can talk about the positive or benefit side effects of it. But do we think that the sugar companies are going to win with RFK in office, or the pharma companies? I want to break it to you. The pharma companies have way more lobbying, and Lilly's a better run company. So, yes, did it miss? But I think people have to realize, like you just illustrated, that isn't even Lilly's main focus as well. And I think they have a good suite of drugs that will sustain them. But I do think that the mispricing of Lilly, because the Novo got so hot, Lilly ran up as well.
Yeah. And they've
But
changed marketing. They've changed marketing around it, right? When we thought weight loss,
absolutely.
we only thought Ozempic. It was like Band-Aid, right? For the heat. That was the thing. And now you hear Wegovy a little bit more. I see more commercials for it. I see Zepbound more. I hear it on the news more. I hear more. So it's not strictly Ozempic, right? So
Yeah.
again, the pill form is going to be, I mean, we already know.
Given
Y'all
the
know.
cratering of
Yeah,
Novo,
no,
I'm not surprised at the pullback. And I also know Lilly is going to adjust out because, like, if you see what the source of the Wegovy or Ozempic is, it isn't probably the healthiest source extraction method to use Gila lizard venom to lose weight with. So, like, Lilly's going to be, I'm just talking about from a management standpoint. Like, there are certain companies that management or like founders or CEOs are incredibly talented, and once in a lifetime, that team at Lilly is too amazing to be anti them. I do think the price needs to be restructured. And we're seeing that. Key word though, asymmetric risk to reward. If you invested at Lilly at, let's say, 700, to double your money, you needed to go to 1,400. How many stocks in American history were able to sustain a $1,400 price or more? The price is just being reflected in that.
Yeah, down 18% for the year. I'm glad you talked about thresholds. If you hold a stock, if you're holding an options contract, it's kind of the same thing, right? We know our plan before we enter into any position.
Sure.
If it gets to a certain threshold, we're going to sell that call, right? If it's 20%, if it's 30%, if it's 40%. I know I've done AMD to 60%. And so it's just about your threshold. At a certain point, you don't want this thing going down 95%. And you're like, all right, hopefully we can climb out of this. Have a threshold where you want to exit.
So are you bullish on it right now?
I am. I still have
1,000%.
calls. I still have calls in
1,000%.
Lilly. Yeah.
1,000%.
Yeah. I'm still there.
Some use pipes, others use injections.
Yeah, Paul. I seen some of these comments in the chat. Pause.
What were they saying?
Sold separately.
You know, they was like they're gonna inject it out. You know,
Syringe sold separately.
yeah,
Yeah.
Frank the deputy.
Yeah. And the Alzheimer's drug, that's I think this is gonna end up being a blessing for Lilly, because I think they too was trying to catch a wave and it's benefited them. But sometime riding another person's wave ends up backfiring on you. I think they'll focus on a couple other key areas. Because from just a legislative standpoint, how far can you push how much weight a person loses over a certain period of time?
And we still don't know. We still don't know the effects of this whole thing.
long term.
People start to have kidney failure or heart disease or a variety of different things. Who knows what can potentially
intestinal
happen?
issues, and
who knows? The lawsuits could be outrageous. But we're on to the situation.